So, hello everyone. As we have already covered the basic about JDBC, installation of JDBC, MySQL, Java, and the JDBC driver, and the set up the class path of the JDBC. So, if you didn't watch that video till now, I will mention the link of that videos in the description box, so you can watch from there. So now in the today's video, we are going to cover to develop some program in which we are going to connect with the database with the help of JDBC and will execute some query that will affect or enter the data or retrieving the data of or creating the tables into the database. So for that, as uh, in my desktop, there are two directories, M1 and Y1. So we are going to make some program into Y1 folder. So just type cd Y1. Now you can see that here are some sample programs that we have already uh, created into our last video. Now we are going to create a program in which we will execute a create table query. So for that, create a new file, nano create. It is a best practice. Java. Now just type the simple command, simple setup for our program class. Now it is a best practice to use the try and catch method. It means that if we have any error, then it will go to the catch block. We will use the generalized exception. As we have encountered any of the exception, it will catch that and print the whatever the error is going there. For that you can write e dot print stack trace. Now first we have to load the driver. For that we will use the class dot for name, and what was the driver name? It was the com dot mysql dot cj dot jdbc dot driver. Now we have to make a connection, or you can see that we for transporting the transporting the material from one city to the another city, you have to first make the road. So that's why in the JDBC case, we have to make a connection that will connect our application, or that will make a connection to connect with the database. Is equal to driver manager. Now as we are using the driver manager, so first we have to import the driver manager from the Java SQL class. Import java dot sql dot, and we will import all the classes. Driver manager, and we will use the method get connection. And now we have to write the JDBC, which we will connect to MySQL. and the IP address. And we are, as we know that we have already installed the database into our local system, so we will use the local host and the port which was 3306. Now, as we already know that our database which we created in our last video was the student. The second parameter is the root, the username, and the third parameter is the password, which was in our case is JDBC course. Now the we have to write the query. What in our case, as we know that we are creating a table, so query will be related to the insert query. So string q1 is equal to insert, sorry, create table. As we know that we have for the creating a table, we will use the create command. Create create table, and we will give a name it table one. Parameter will be id. Let's give it a name PID, which will be an integer type, and we will make it a primary key, and it will be auto increment. And the second parameter will be pname, which will be a varchar. We will give a size of 50, and we will make it not null. Uh, Now double quote it. Okay, this is our query. Now we have to, as I told you that to transport a material from one location to another, first we make a road. Now we have to arrange a truck which will load the material and uh, transport it from one city to another. So in our case, the truck is statement. We have to make a statement which will work as a truck. For that, STA statement, ST is equal to connection, CONN connection dot create statement. Create statement. Now we will now execute a function of statement class st dot execute query. If let's suppose if this query returns some value or returns some data, then we use that execute query. In this case, we have it will not return any data. It's just creating a table into our database. So for that, we will use the execute update, and we will now pass our query. And at the end, we will close the st dot cl close and close the our connection. Okay. Now let uh, first compile it. First press Control plus O, press Enter, and Control X for exit. Now for compiling our Java program, write Java C create create table dot Java for name. Oh, it's a syntax error. So just open the file again. Last for name. Control O, Enter, Again, what is the now again? Okay, for name, convert my failure to the driver, control O, enter, control X. Now it is successfully done. Java create table. Now it's successfully done. Now we now that our query is successfully executed, we will now open our SQL, MySQL with the help of MySQL hyphen u root hyphen p and the password. Okay. Now for using our database, use student and now so table. Now we will see that the table is created, which we created in the video with the name of table one. DAC or describe TAB table one. As in our program we mentioned that the first column is PID, which was the int. It's okay, and the P name, which was varchar and not null, and it was on. Now we have successfully created created the table. Now in the next video we will see some basic commands to insert the data into the table, and some dynamics data which we can create at the runtime. So for till now, uh, you can see, if you didn't understand, you can comment in the comment box. I will reply it, and will solve your doubts. Thank you, everyone.